This is a character that I made a few years ago. It was the first character I ever made for PvP. It's a Gank Sorc or even a ranged bomber, depending on how you guys end up wanting to play it. So let's go ahead and get into the gear. So first set, it's going to be Vicious Death to go ahead and proc that huge explosion when we get to kill a player. We are starting out with our main attack bar, which will be in dual wield. Pick swords for both of those. The reason why we do that is so we can get this passive here. Twin blade and blunt, which each sword will increase our damage by 3%. Back bar, we're going to have lightning staff. Then on the monster set, we're going to run slime crawl. You can go ahead and run this in light if you wish. I have it in heavy, just for a little bit of extra resistance on the build. You can even run it in medium for the head and shoulders to help get your reduction of detection on your radius while you're sneaking if you wish. And our last set is going to be spinners. Gonna go ahead and run 1 bloodthirsty and then 2 infused on our jewelry. Okay, we're going to start out with Mage's Wrath for our first skill. It's our execute. Inner Light, well, this will give us a 5% increased max magicka once it's fully leveled, and we also want the increased spell critical rating for having it slotted. Inevitable Debt. Crystal Blast. And yes, we do want the hard cast. We do not want the instant cast frag. The reason for that is we want the AoE damage and the stun that this provides. Haunt and Curse. And Shooting Star for our ultimate. On our back bar, we go ahead and have a Destro slotted, our Hardened Ward, Shock Reach, Power Surge, Dark Conversion, and Streak. Now, if you want to make this build hit even harder, you do want the Sigic channeled acceleration on here, so you can get the extra 10% damage to your critical hits. At this point in time, I'm just so sick of running that thing that I pretty much refuse to do it on any more of my characters, but having that on the build will make you hit harder. It's a good move and something that should actually be on the build. The combo for this build is Inevitable Debt, Curse, Meteor if you have it, Hardcast Frag, Mage's Wrath. The reason why we're doing this in this particular order is Inevitable Detonation will explode after 4 seconds. Haunting Curse will detonate its first one after 3.5 seconds. Shooting Star hits in 2 seconds. And then, depending on travel time, once you've learned the distances correctly, you'll be able to have your Hardcast Frag hit at the exact same time that everything else. And you finish off with the Mage's Wrath and execute. We are Vampire on this build for the movement speed and stealth. We're running the Apprentice for the extra spell damage. And Witch Mothers for the recovery. Alright, for our champion points, we're running 40 into Warlord, 56 into Siphoner, 64 into Tenacity and Arcanist, 35 into Shade, 11 into Tumbling, 56 into Elfborn and Elemental Expert, with 57 into Spell Erosion, 81 into Master at Arms, 9 into Shattering Blows, and 11 into Thaumaturge. I want to thank you guys for watching another build video. I hope you guys get some enjoyment out of playing it. If you have any questions or anything that comes up that you'd like to know about, feel free to leave me a message and I will answer it as soon as I can. Thanks for you guys' time.